Doc, is that a man who holds that much power, even with the best intentions, just can't resist the urge to play God.
Thank you, Doctor. I was able to gather the meaning.
It also proves another saying. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Darn clever, these Earthmen, wouldn't you say?
Yes. Earthmen like Ramses, Alexander, Caesar, Napoleon, Hitler, Lee Kuan.
That's just facts.
Facts. And but going off what you just said leads into Cheetah. Same thing. She took away her wish instead of wanting to be like Diana, which people complain about. They say she made 2 wishes. She actually said she renounced her first wish and asked Maxwell to be an apex predator. So she didn't get 2 wishes. She renounced one and got another.
Right. Which is again another like, okay, you can do that. I thought you can only have one wish.
Exactly.
Didn't know you could renounce your wish until we find out that they can do that. And then like, oh, you can do that, but you can make another wish afterwards. Like, I don't understand. Like the monkey's paw, you get 3 wishes, and then the fingers start going. That's it. But that's clear. On this, is just touch Maxwell Lord, make a wish. Oh, I don't want it. I don't want that wish anymore. Let me get something else. Let me hit the reset button.
Facts though, but with this one, she did make that wish to become the apex predator, to be the strongest and the best she could be. What was the downfall in it? It was becoming Cheetah. It was losing all her humanity. Like you said, she lost her cute and cuddliness, but she lost her humanity. She became a beast, a monster, and the feline in her head can only control her. That's why I love Cheetah as a character so much, and I feel like she got the short end of the stick in this movie because they started to build her character up, and then they did a quick switch pivot to building up Maxwell's character. So we have 2 really good characters with not enough storyline and not enough movie for them to chew on. Yeah. So Cheetah really fighting Wonder Woman in the third act felt pointless.
Yeah. I agree. I don't like she was like guarding Maxwell Lord at the end. But
well, I get why she was guarding him, but we didn't see the transformation. She just said wish to become the apex predator, and then out of nowhere she's like, "Ugh." And then comes out of nowhere like Cheetah. Like, what the hell happened? Like,
yeah, it would have been great to get a American Werewolf in London like transformation scene. That would have been so awesome. So that's a missed opportunity. Yes, he is amazing. They need to get practical effects like that. And I say that because, I mean, like, I like the way that she was being when they were fighting in the White House scene. I think that was the best part of her character having the power to beat up Wonder Woman, and that's happening because Wonder Woman's losing her power at the same time. So it's showing her as like, I'm better than you now, and you know it's fine. They have different sacrifices to get there to where they're at, but the CGI for it's not even that the CGI is bad. It's that the character design to me is it looks like she's an extra on Cats. That movie that was so garbage just prior. And that's what I thought about. I was like, like, and also like why is her spots that color? Like she just should look like Cheetah.
Yeah, it didn't feel like I remember us seeing the preview for DC Fandom, and we were pretty excited. From the angle they gave us, it looked pretty good. But when you get to look at it, it that you see why they filmed it in the dark. They're really trying to hide a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
The imperfections. I feel like you can still do a good Cheetah. I really still think we can bring back Kristen Wiig, to be honest with you. Um, I would like to see Kristen Wiig back as Cheetah, and people may not want her in a Wonder Woman movie, but bring her back, stick her in a Suicide Squad flick. That's gold.
revamp the costume design just a little bit. I
Oh yeah,
think
definitely.
I think that that took me out of the element. Now you get that clashed with Wonder Woman wearing the armor, right? That armor that she gets from Asteria, which is another nod. But like in that scene, that brings me to another element of this movie. Um, you know, one of the biggest hype drivers to me is the sound,
Yeah.
right? And Hans Zimmer did a great job, right? He did a great job, but I think he was too. He didn't use her theme song enough and didn't
He.
use it in the right moments.
Mm.
When Batman v Superman comes on and uh you have Doomsday pop up and he's finna throw that wave, or he does throw that freaking blast at Superman and Batman, and they're like,
Oh, shit.
and Wonder Woman pops up with the shield, and
And then
then
her
her theme
theme comes
song
on.
hits it. Bro, that theme song is the hardest theme song of all the characters on the Justice League in this universe that they have. That theme song freaking hits. That
Well,
theme
see,
song is so awesome, and they used it in Wonder Woman's first movie, and it was always on the right scene. Right on here, I feel like I heard it like twice, and it wasn't enough for me. Like I really like that theme song, so it took away from me. Like when she pops up there and they're fighting, like she needs to pop out. And it's like, oh shit, here's the moment.
well, see, it actually is in the entire movie. Again, you're just used to hearing the guitar riff, but it is actually the melody voices. Instead, this time it's more of an Olympic sounding tone of it. It's just not the guitars.
You're gonna want that cowbell on the track.
He has a chorus and a choir expanding the sound out a little bit because this wasn't supposed to be an edgy movie for her to show up in and kick a lot of butt, because we didn't really get a final fight scene. We got her really just being Diana, which a lot of people didn't like, but I do, because that's Diana. She's a peacekeeper before she's a warrior. And people need to understand that when they go in to see these type of movies, she's not always gonna take up arms. She takes up arms when she has to. When she feels that the world is at stake, that's when she'll pick up and take arms. But if she can make peace first, that's the route Diana will take. So I understand why people are upset that, oh, there's no big action set piece and all of this, but she's peace. She was born, like you said, her mother created her out of clay, because guess what? Those Themysciran women fought for the gods, and she was a child of peace. That's what she was made out of. So I respect a lot in this movie, and I love all the actors. Now, Chris Pine coming back as Steve Trevor was nice.
Yeah.
It was not necessary.
No,
But it was nice.
it was because it was the main driver for the monkey's paw effect
Yeah.
on Diana, and I think that is good and bad. The way
Yeah.
that they brought him back was weird. Yes, by the magic of the stone, you can believe that anything can happen, but for him to like come back as somebody else, and only Diana can really see him as that person. Like she's looking at him but not seeing the actual person that it is, but everybody else can see that. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of weird. But they bring him in. The actor that was the actual character, like we see him a few times, and that's okay. You know, decent person. But as far as Chris Pine, I think he was great in the movie. I don't think that he did enough, but he's the reason why Diana can fly.
Yes, he is the reason why Diana can fly. I mean, let's go ahead and talk about the sad part. Now, Diana does have to renounce her wish. She's losing her powers, and she's weak. And Steve sees that after having this amazing time in this new world, Steve died in the first one in World War One. He got to come back and see the world as the new world after the wars. He got to come back and see all that, and he lived. You feel connected to that, like, man, like, what a soldier that died for us got to come back and see what they fought for, and he has to give that all up for the woman he loves because she's gonna die if she continues to hold on to that wish of him being there. And the scene of her renouncing her wish and letting him go, if you pay close attention, the first time you see Steve come, the camera goes one way. Okay, the camera circles one way. When Diana renounces her wish, the camera reverses and spins a different way from the initial time you see them to show her reverse and renounce her wish of Steve. And you never see Steve again after she turns and says she renounces her wish. You just hear him say, "I love you, Diana." That is sad, to be honest with
you. The big deal about love and the power of that, and having to say, here's the person that I love the most. First off, they died, and then you get an opportunity to have them back. But what does it cost you? It costs you the ability to save the world.
Yeah.
And so you have to decide between the love of your life and being the superhero that the world needs you to be. Now, this is in the 80s, and at least at this time, if we think about the timelines, Superman and Batman ain't there, right? There's not these heroes. She's the hero, right? She's the main hero. If there's other heroes, they're not talking about them. But most of the ones that we're seeing, and we're seeing their origins, they're all way after. She's the first hero here that we're seeing. That
for now, because we do got the Black Adam movie coming, and it's gonna have the Justice League of America in it. So
the Justice Society, or
Justice Society,
with Hawkman and all them. So yeah, but I mean, just for what we know now, like during this time, she's the one, right? So she has to do it, and Steve lets her know, it's bigger than us and it's bigger than me, and she knows that. And it's real sad that she has to give that up. And at the same time of like her powers are starting to restore, like she's angry, so she's like, boom, running. That scene, it was a pretty powerful scene. The quote:
"At some point, even you have to learn to move on."
Steve Trevor tell you that?
So I really like that comparison. That full circle. It's cool to see that Bruce Wayne asked Diana if Steve Trevor told her that, and then we saw in the movie that Steve Trevor told her that. So like that's a good way to really give you, like, here's a piece of the Justice League, right? Yeah. Because outside of that, in this movie, I don't know about you, but I didn't see any Easter eggs. I didn't see anything that suggests Justice League or this multiverse. Nothing.
It was a very standalone movie.
Yeah, I think that was cool, but at the same time, like, as a fan, I'm like, when everybody's making their wishes at the end to Maxwell Lord, like, I was the one that was like, could somebody wish for, like, the Joker to be around? Like, can Bruce Wayne wish for something as a kid? Like, his parents died, and like, I wish I could kill this person, and like we see like just that or something, like, some alternate stuff, and then he has to give it back because that was the wrong choice, blah blah blah. And he hears Wonder Woman and it touches him, like, what I'm saying? Like, just
maybe that's why they have a crush on each other in the new Justice League movies.
Hey, their relationship is awesome.
It is.
But no, I don't know. Like, I would have liked a little bit more, Easter egg hunting for myself.
I mean, but there was a lot of, not a lot, but there were some Easter eggs. Definitely, one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just go ahead and say it. Definitely made me tear up. Okay, so if y'all out there laughing at me, laugh at me. But I'm a very big DC fan. I grew up with DC heavy, strong. I'm a Marvel fan, as you can tell. I'm a lot of things of fans, but very strongly a DC fan. And seeing Wonder Woman create the invisible jet. I know people make fun of it and why does she need that if she can fly? But you know what? That and seeing Steve Trevor fly that struck a nerve in my heart for some reason because I felt like a kid. I felt like a kid.
Yeah, I
Like,
think it was a good way to explain why the invisible jet is invisible. Because, like I said, when I watched the Super Friends back in the day, I just, oh, she has an invisible jet. Why? Because she can fly, right? But hey, this was good, right? They needed to escape from the Smithsonian, and their defenses and stuff, and um, they needed to get out of there. And she used the power that Zeus uses to hide Themyscira, and she was saying, "Oh, I've learned how to. I've been practicing trying to do it, so we're gonna see if it works." And then, of course, she makes it disappear, and you get the fireworks scene, which was pretty cool. But yeah, in that scene when they're floating through everything, you get Steve Trevor talking about what it takes to fly and what it's like being a pilot, and just knowing that it's the drag and it's the lift and it's this stuff and you feel it. So that lends itself to Diana going in the air when she's headed to the final scene and realizing like that she could use all of that stuff to help herself fly,
yeah,
and she does.
which is awesome, bro. Like, but I'm gonna tell you my favorite Easter egg. You brought it up earlier. Now, Wonder Woman does fight Cheetah at the very end in an all gold winged suit. The suit belonged to a Themyscirian woman named by the name of Asteria. She, which by the way, if you go back and look, Matador, the army that's attacking Asteria looks like the army from 300. Zack Snyder Easter egg, maybe. Just
It
saying.
kind of did.
Just saying. Now, Asteria, Wonder Woman gets this armor, right? She uses it to fight Cheetah at the very end. It's an honor to wear this armor because Asteria stayed back so the Themyscirians can escape and get to their island. Now, very end, post credit scene, a woman saves a child in an all blue, beautiful dress. And they say, "Ma'am, hey, we'd like to see you. I'd like to thank you." She turns around and it's Linda Carter herself. Oh my gosh. Look, I don't care what nobody says, how they feel about this movie, how they feel. Look, that moment still, I rewatched it. That moment still makes me just cheese so big. That's the first live action Wonder Woman for anybody.
Yep. And that's a really cool scene. And then that is the multiverse at work, right?
Yeah.
We get Linda Carter to come in, and she's a different character in this universe.
Yeah.
Well, if we know about the multiverse, then we're saying that in the multiverse that these people come in and they play one character, and then in different universe it's the same exact person but they're a different person,
Yeah.
right? They're the same physical person but they're different, and we get a lot of that from the Flash, seeing the original Flash.
Gus Grant and oh well yeah, Gus Grant and I
John
can't remember.
John Wesley Shipp.
Yeah, from the original 1999
Yeah,
Flash.
so he plays the Flash's dad on there, and that was at first it was like, oh, that's cool. He's the Flash's dad on here, and then they have him be Jay Garrick in
Yeah.
there. He's from a different universe. He's Jay Garrick. And then a whole nother universe where it's like actually he's the Flash from the original series too. And like you get all of that with this multiverse stuff. So I think that this Asteria cameo for Linda Carter, that it can be its own story, but also like speak to the power of the multiverse. So we might even get a chance to see Linda Carter, Wonder Woman, uh, in an entanglement with the rest of the Justice League in future movies. So I think that's cool.
That's actually a really good idea, and I like that idea because she does drop a little hint saying, "I've been doing this for a long time," and she, like I said, she's our Wonder Woman. She's the only Wonder Woman we've ever had live action until Gal Gadot showed up. Um, but it's just an awesome feeling, and like I said, I mean, overall thoughts of the movie, like I said, a lot of people don't like it. It is very 50-50 amongst fans. I'm not going to sit here and just be like, oh, I praise it. It's such a great movie. I like Wonder Woman 1984. People can be mad at me for saying that. Again, I read the comics. I know the history. I know what they were going for a lot of things. There's a lot of things that even Matador and I couldn't jump in and describe today, but there's elements there, and those elements were really good. Again, Patty Jenkins is a very well director. Uh, we all have bad days. Okay, that's all I got to like about the movie. It's hard to make a great movie. We all have bad days at the office, and they probably just had a bad day, man. And there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it. But also challenge anybody to go out and make a movie and tell me if it's easy or hard. I
Right.
mean,
Right. I agree. And I think that ultimately, looking at this movie too, my wife didn't like it at all. Right. So the 50-50 is playing right here at my house. I enjoyed the movie. Now, if I had to rank it, the first one is amazing.
yeah,
I love the first one. This one is not as good, but it is still a good movie to me. It has a lot of flaws, and we kind of covered those. But overall, I enjoy watching this movie. I watched it a few times already, and I think that it is definitely it's all about getting this escape during this time that we're in.
yeah,
This time with the pandemic, I think that it's hard to not be able to go to the movie theater. I think this movie would have been a little bit better for everybody had we watched it in the theater. I think that there's those moments like the invisible jet, like you're saying, that hits with you in a certain way, and then other people maybe they didn't get that same feeling. But if we were in the crowd, I guarantee you, woo, everybody cheering. That's that experience that this
yeah.
movie needs for it to be a little bit better.
There are some issues. There definitely is some CGI issues, a little bit, but it stands at like a 5.4 on IMDb, I believe. People say that's like a harsh score, but Batman Forever is at a 5.4 or 5.5. So, and I love Batman Forever. So I don't
Yeah,
care.
I think I don't I don't know that this movie will garner a cult status like cult following status like Batman Forever, but I think that it's a filler
Yeah,
that we needed. Um, it opened a lot of doors and a lot in negative ways for the directors of these movies because of this is the first HBO Max. Like we're dropping this here, and this should be in the theater. And now they're a whole slate of these movies. It's caused a lot of controversy on that end. But as a consumer, as a person who wants to watch these movies, I'm gonna take the movies as any way I can get them. Right?
yeah,
If I can't go to the theater to watch it, then I'm glad that I'm able to watch it at home. I'm able to sit with my family and watch it, and I think that that's what carries this up for me. Now, am I gonna watch it again after this review? Maybe. I think that it's
maybe.
yeah, I think that it needed a lot of more elements, but yeah, I think that overall, give it a chance. Go in, don't have the hype.
Yeah, don't have the hype.
We had the hype, so that takes away from it, and we know what hype does to movies. But
I mean, it is definitely again a movie to check out. Not something to say, "Oh, I'm never gonna watch it." It's not as bad as people are putting it out there to be. I'm so sorry, it's not a Marvel movie, but guess what? It's a universe. It's something that people are out there doing for your entertainment. Again, you don't have to agree with us. You can dislike the movie, but give it a chance.
yeah,
But
it's better than the majority of Marvel sequels. Just saying.
Hey,
I'm just saying, hey,
before
only one Marvel sequel was amazing. Only one.
Well, we will definitely review that sequel here on this channel, though. So, Mr. Matador, they can go check out Wonder Woman 1984 on HBO Max. By the time we drop this review, I believe it will be off. But guys, you can wait just a few more months, and it will be available for home release. With that being said, thank you, Matador, for today. My name is Retro.
Yeah, and thank you and thank everybody for watching our show. Feel free to give a like if you enjoy it and subscribe to our channel for the next exciting episode of
The Retro Matador.
All right, we'll catch you on the flip.
Peace.